have a dog.
Whatever. Women like you tend to not prioritize marriage until you're too old.
That's true because we have experience all the
Well,
goals.
and that's
Absolutely.
congratulations. That's what you get instead of a husband.
Yeah.
Because men want something too. They don't want old wives.
Yeah, and I totally
So
agree
you
with
got
you.
this. Nobody's gonna do all that for a 40-year-old bust down. Nobody's gonna do all that for a 40-year-old woman. Have to sit back and jump through hoops and meet your values. You're lucky if you get somebody with a pulse.
Notice we got married way down at the bottom. After they lived their best life, they've traveled the world, they've got the master's, the PhD. If I miss anything, let me know, put it in the comments, and I'll add it to the list.
Okay, then why are you here? Go hang out with your cat and your dog and die alone.
I don't have a cat. I don't have a dog.
Whatever. Women like you tend to not prioritize marriage until you're too old.
That's true because we have experience all the goals.
And that's
absolutely
congratulations. That's what you get instead of a husband.
Yeah.
Because men want something too. They don't want old wives.
Yeah, and I totally
So
agree
you
with
got
you.
this. Nobody's gonna do all that for a 40-year-old bust down. Nobody's gonna do all that for a 40-year-old woman. Have to sit back and jump through hoops.
The top former President Donald Trump making a stop at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. He held a reclaim ceremony there. This marks 3 years since the bombing at Abbey Gate in Afghanistan. In that situation, 13 U.S. service members died during U.S. troop withdrawal from the Kabul airport. So after Arlington, Trump also stopped at the largest Vietnamese commercial center on the East Coast. You know, for weeks, we have wondered when and how Donald Trump and Kamala Harris would participate in a presidential debate. Both campaigns, up until now, not of one mind on those debate rules. So a reporter asked Trump about something the Harris campaign wants, and that's for microphones to stay on during the debate. Here's Donald Trump's response to that question.
Would you want the microphone muted in the debate whenever you're not speaking? We agreed to the same rules. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I'd rather have it probably on, but the agreement was that it would be the same as it was last time. In that case, it was muted. I didn't like it the last time, but it worked out fine. Ask Biden how it worked out. It was fine. And I think it should be the same. We agreed to the same rules. Same rules and same specifications. And I think that's probably what it should be. But they're trying to change it. The truth is they're trying to get out of it. Because she doesn't want to debate. She's not a good debater. She's not a smart person. She doesn't want to debate.
Well, that's what he said. Now what the team for She Said. Quickly after that, Trump's team said this on X. This is from senior communication advisor Brian Fallon. He posted this saying, Trump said unmuting the mics doesn't matter to me. Always suspected it was something his staff wanted, not him personally. So with this resolved, everything is now set for September 10th. So let's bring in CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent Robert Costa. Now, okay, so Robert, is it as easy as that? Is the 10th just set?
At this point, the debate is moving forward in September in Philadelphia, but these kind of discussions are always fluid in presidential politics. The negotiations sometimes happen behind the scenes, and here they are, in a way, happening publicly. But former President Trump and sources close to him are still moving toward this debate, have agreed to it. It will air on another network in early September. For both campaigns, the stakes are so high. Vice President Harris coming out for the Democratic convention, former President Trump trying to gain some new traction. So there's an opportunity with the debate to try to gain some momentum, and that's why our sources at CBS News say at this point, inside both campaigns, there is an impetus to get on stage and have that debate.
So the polls are now showing that Harris got the expected bump after the DNC. What do you expect when we go into debate season then?
In debate season,
Debates are only one part
there
of
will be the
presidential
ultimate
calculus when it comes to
question.
these campaigns.
The ultimate question in the debate is, how can we believe any promise that you make now as you run for president? How can we believe any promises you make when you've had the opportunity to do it for the last 4 years? Why should we believe you now? Our border is shit now, and it has been shit the whole time you've been in power. So why should I believe that you will change anything now? Why should I believe you're not gonna lean towards corporate interests? You haven't. That's the part I don't understand. Why should you stay in there? Why? The last 4 years have been shit. It's been complete shit. And you're saying, no, let me stay. I can do it better than he did. You've been in there. You've been in there. Come on, man. And that's going to be major questions coming from the Republican side. What accomplishments have you? Okay, it's going to be, what did you promise, and what have you accomplished so far? You said you were going to do this. Is it done? Is it even getting started? Is there even guidelines being written for certain things yet? You know, what have you actually been fucking doing? And I don't see a lot. Other than, I feel they need to explain how they're going to execute the proposals they say they're going to put into place. Exactly. Well, I'm on the iPad now, so I gave up on the PlayStation. That's what I'm saying, bro. You keep telling us you're gonna explain to me how it's gonna work better now. With Biden out the way and you running the ship, I really need a thorough, in-depth explanation of how this is better. How is this better than Trump? I definitely need to get some more of this paint, bro. I'm squeezed. I'm trying to get the last. I might cut this bitch open. Gotta go scooping. Gotta root around in there. You know, go rooting in there. I better save. I can get some more. I better save that just in case. Let me see what I'm working with right now. Start with. I need some. I want the debate so bad because you got more than Trump. You got more explaining to do than Trump. How you let us get in all these proxy wars? What about all the hundreds of, almost $200 billion we sent to Ukraine during your time in office? Where you keep saying, oh, well, we're going to, regulate food prices. We're going to stop taxing waitresses' tips to help the economy and to help family. Bitch, all you had to do was not go to fucking proxy war with Russia and goddamn Gaza, and you could have saved us $200 billion in the past 4 years. And then people wouldn't be crying about grocery prices and gas prices. But they ain't gonna be able to explain all that shit away, man. I mean, I don't think there's an explanation for all that. Well, we had to. Did you really though? Did you really have to? Did you have to leave the Taliban, all the fucking weapons on the impromptu, unorganized, pulling out of that region? And now you just basically armed the people that we've been trying to squash for the last 20 fucking years. And on top of that, nobody got no real explanation on why we spent $3 trillion in 20 years. And then when we leave, like, these motherfuckers take right back over. Your whole administration has been a fucking wash. The whole shit has been a wash. It's been a sham. And I don't think you can do a better job if you're in charge, because you don't have any original thoughts, plans, or ideas. You're just being handled. You're being handled. I think Trump got handled his first year, maybe even his second year in office, but he figured out he was getting fucking handled, and he stopped that shit. I think these people want to be handled so they don't have to do the job. All they have to do is just follow instructions. I wish I had a job like that where I don't need to do shit. Just tell me what to do. That's it. And it's mostly just talking. And all I got to do is talk. And somebody is going to tell me what to say. You're even going to type it up and put it on the teleprompter for me? Shit, this is an easy ass gig. And you're going to decide which bills and laws I sign, and all I got to do is just make them think that it was my idea, right? All you got to do is say, I'm implementing this new ordinance, or we have decided, and then it's so, and they believe it. So messed up. So messed up. I'm super ready for this debate though. And I think Trump says he wants the mic off when he's not talking. I wonder if these mics are sensitive enough, if they have like an earpiece and somebody is feeding them answers or suggestions, that maybe like when they're not talking and their mic is on, do you think it'll pick up like an earpiece or something? Or another kind of conversation is going on somewhere? I don't know. They're making this, open mic or closed mic thing a big ass deal. I think Camilla's team want to make a big deal out of any fucking thing just to try to frustrate the hell out of the other team. This is a good tactic. Very good, very smart tactic. Get them so frustrated they make a mistake. Or they just don't want to play a game anymore. Well, so right now, the Democrats are hemorrhaging like very, very respectable people. Very respectable people. Elon Musk says he's voted Democrat most of his life. He will now be voting Republican, and he's backing the Trump campaign and giving this motherfucker millions of dollars. Tulsi Gabbard, congresswoman from Hawaii, actually ran for president in the last election as a Democrat, is now openly supporting the Trump administration. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is, his entire family has always been Democratic, is jumping ship and going over to the Republican Party to help support Trump. So once again, they're hemorrhaging very, very prominent, smart people. And it ain't looking good for them. It really ain't looking good for them. You're gonna close the borders, build a wall, and have Mexico pay for it. How do you plan to do all of it? Remember that president and pawn both start with P. Oh yeah, they got mics that are that sensitive. RFK is supporting Trump, bro. RFK is on board. Tulsi Gabbard is on board. Vivek Ramaswamy is on board. And I think he got a couple more people, yo. Yo, Trump about to have a motherfucking dream team, bro. I think once again he got motherfucking Elon Musk backing and endorsing his ass. Elon let him back on Twitter or X after the last dude blackballed him and took him off the platform. Yeah, he putting together the fucking Avengers. and he said that if so you know the Biden administration, they had the ability to release the JFK files this time around, like whatever holding period that was placed on the files, it was up. I think it was up the second year he was in office, and he said no, we're going to keep them sealed for another 75 years. And Trump said, you know what? If I become president, I'm going to give all those JFK files to Robert F. Kennedy so he can really know what the fuck happened to his uncle and see how the deep state really fucking took his family from him. Man. That's why Robert going to be fucking going extra hard now. He want them files released bad, bro. You want them files released bad. It's gonna be a bad look for the Democrats, bro. If they get in this debate, and she really fumbled a little bit. She ain't even got a fumble as bad as Biden did. If she just if all her shit ain't on point 100%, I mean 100%, it gonna look worse than what it actually is. It's gonna look so bad for the home team. You know what I mean?
Advertising is another major component, and Vice President Harris now has raised over $500 million since she launched her campaign just about a month ago after President Biden exited the race. That money is going to provide a foundation for her in battleground states across the country. We hear a lot about the industrial Midwest, Arizona, and the Sun Belt. But what's notable this week is Vice President Harris and Governor Walz are also focused on the Deep South. They see an opportunity in Georgia this time around. Remember, 2 Democratic senators elected from Georgia in 2021. Vice President Harris will be kicking off a bus tour in Georgia this week.
Robert Costa, thank you for streaming with us today. A lot to look forward.
Oh, those are nice. Hold on one second.
Candace, what's up? I think my daughter's going pro at basketball.
I'll take
Wait,
this.
you're at Dick's? Could you pick up an agility ladder for my
No,
daughter?
she's 3.
What's
Thank
Dick's
you.
next step?
Thank you. Yeah.
We're gonna
Hey,
call
Patrick,
her.
let me call you back.
She hung up.
maybe hours from here. We don't really know where it is. It's far from the state. But what a night for Kamala Harris. By the way, the anticipation was high tonight. And not just for Kamala Harris. Speculation was running wild today that there would be a surprise guest. Boy, did they deliver.
Please welcome Michigan Representative Alyssa Slotkin.
Freedom! Freedom! I am in the slot hive. You thought that was Beyonce, because everybody thought that it was going to be Beyonce coming out there. It was slocking all over. Everybody knew. Tonight was the final night for the DNC, and they did it all. They spoke in support of curbing gun violence. They spoke in support of investing in our schools, fighting climate change, and upside-down drumming. A remarkable story. Born conjoined. They didn't let that stop them from upside-down drumming. But it was Kamala's night, and her opportunity.
He would be eating this shit up, you know.
No Beyonce, no Kamala.
Yeah, I really want to know what's in them fucking files too, bro.
Tickets are free, Mo. It's Kamala's night, and it was Kamala Harris's opportunity to be introduced as a presidential candidate to America.
Growing up, we moved a lot. I will always remember that big Mayflower truck packed with all our belongings, ready to go to Illinois, to Wisconsin.
Just name swing states. Just say that you moved to swing states, that you moved to Michigan, to Georgia, you moved to Arizona. Just make it up. But this is great. We finally get to meet Communist Kamala, the radical that we have heard so much about.
I believe everyone has a right to safety, to dignity, and to justice. A harm against any one of us is a harm against all of us.
Okay. Stalling.
This is one of the reasons I became a prosecutor, to protect people.
Das Vidania. Comrade.
I stood up for women and children against predators who abuse them. I fought against the cartels who traffic in guns and drugs and human beings, who threaten the security of our border and the safety of our communities. And I will tell you, these fights were not easy.
Why are you doing the thing that they told us that you were going to do? With the hammer and the sickle and the bandoleros with the jello shots and the, why are you doing this?
On behalf of everyone whose story could only be written in the greatest nation on earth, I accept your nomination.
I can tell that she has a great sense of humor, but she hasn't told me a joke yet.
Want a career as a pet psychic? We're not the school for you. Want a career-focused degree that's fast, flexible, and affordable? Apply now at post.edu. Post University.
funny would it have been if at the end she was just like, but seriously though, not for me. This has all been great, but I've been thinking it over. By the way, if I was Donald Trump right now, I don't even know what I'd probably just be tweeting nonsensical shit to distract from the fact that she doesn't faintly resemble the caricature that's been painted. By the way, that is what he was doing. These are his real tweets. In all caps. In all caps. Where's Hunter? I swear to God, the guy running for president on the Republican ticket has morphed into a poor man's cat turd. Of course, an important part of tonight was familiarizing people with the Democratic nominee's biography, a hallowed walk through the trials and tribulations that formed the ethos and spirit of the Democratic nominee. Because up until tonight, I didn't know a lot. See, on the anecdotes, quite frankly, I didn't have much time, but this is what they were running out there.
Vice President Harris came and visited my restaurant.
You know, I know you only had 4 weeks to put this movie together, but come on. You gotta do better than... I was working and she walked in. I drove her in an Uber. Come on, the big movers and shakers of the Democratic Party must know her well.
She worked at McDonald's. And she greeted every person with that 1,000-watt smile and said, "How can I help you?"
I think you have to say that. When you work at McDonald's, or really any point of service occupation. How can I help you is kind of the thing. I don't know that the transaction can really take place if you do not acknowledge that delicate dance of whether or not they will superstars. Are there less professional, more personal stories?
My phone rings. It's Kamala Harris. She called me.
My phone rang again, and it was Vice President Kamala Harris.
If you're lucky enough to be her friend, she calls you on her birthday.
She calls you on her birthday? That is very on her birthday, she calls you. Hey girl, it's Kamala. Anything you have to say to me? That you should have said hours ago? By the way, this is like night 3 we're 3 days into the convention and we're like, so she has a phone. By the way, it's literally one of the only things we knew about her before she took office.
We did it, Joe.
She called people. Well, credit where credit is due. The Democrats, on short notice, exploited their newfound momentum and enthusiasm with a display of the breadth and width of this diverse, often contradictory party of Roosevelt. At their convention, they had union leaders and CEOs. They had Democratic Party icons and lifelong Republicans. They had a guy yelling, "Screw the billionaires," followed immediately by a very happy billionaire. Jewish Barack Obama. That's always good for politics. You know what really works? A Jewish guy that sounds like a black guy. The Democrats have people who prosecuted sexual predators and there goes that booking. They have black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, gay Americans, Jewish Americans, Palestinian Americans. Oh. Well, oh, to be fair, it was only 4 nights, 8 hours a night. But really, it's best not to think about the consequences of our actions over there, especially given the theme of the week.
I can feel the excitement in this arena. It's filled with energy and with joy. The air of joy.
Joy! Joy! Joy!
No matter who you are, there are times it can be tough to be yourself when you have severe asthma. Triggers can pop up out of nowhere and lead to an asthma attack. But no matter what...
We will be joyful warriors. The president of joy.
Let us choose joy.
Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, it was joyful. For a convention. I know what real joy looks like because I've watched Oprah on her show. You thought people were happy to see her endorse Kamala Harris. You should see what they do when she gives them lip liner.
People want message is coming.
That's joy. Pretty good. The Democrats are about joy, and they are about excitement. Oh, and one other.
I was a paratrooper and an Army Ranger. I flew in the Navy during the first Gulf War. I enlisted. Fought alongside my brothers with Lima 325 in Iraq.
I gave the order
Directing our Special Operations Forces to fly 2 helicopters 150 miles into Abbottabad at night. And by the time the sun rose, Osama bin Laden was dead.
Proud to be in America. That's right, these are the new Democrats, man. They lead with joy and compassion and acceptance. And oh yeah, we will. Whatever you're feeling, go with it. Whether that feeling is joy, or perhaps relief at having a chance when you had none, is exhilarating. And the Democrats were hitting all the right notes. The cameraman? Not so much.
When a house is on fire, we don't ask about a homeowner's race or religion. No. We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady,
camera just stayed on her. She literally turned around like, are these an animal? Is this? Oh, hold on. Here's the crazy part. After this cutaway, the woman was interviewed. She is childless and has 2 cats. And you know what that means? The C-SPAN don't care. C-SPAN does the research. But ultimately, look, Democrats have already drank the Kool-Aid. It's very difficult when you're inside that convention environment to know if this has been a successful endeavor. Perhaps the best way to see how well it actually went is through the eyes of a more objective observer, a fair and balanced organization that will give you a more clear-eyed perspective. How did Fox News experience this convention? At the beginning, I've got to be honest, I'm not sure they cared for it.
There's not much joy in this convention hall.
There were empty seats here when even as late as when Joe Biden was speaking.
The vibes are off. No one's talking to each other. This is probably the most boring scene I've ever seen in my entire life. Ooh, so boring. I forgot what a daredevil like you is. I forgot your life was a never-ending joyride of talking to Brit Hume in between catheter ads on Fox. But unfortunately for Jesse Knievel over here, the next night, even Fox had to acknowledge fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji.
People are having a great time down here. Stevie Wonder just performed, and there's more electricity in this room.
What? Good vibes. And November, guess what? They had a problem on this night as well.
No one's talking about the actual issues that matter.
All about fuzzy puppies and little kittens. All the joy, all the vibe, all the emotion is nothing but empty calories. They burn fast and make you fat.
So good vibes aren't going to eat good vibes, right?
Also, which is it? Do the vibes fatten you up, or are they emotional Ozempic? Which one? But I guess you're right, you can't feed your family on vibes. You can only feed your family on immigration fear-mongering. You can't eat good vibes. I think you might be confusing vibes with the tomato-infused soup-adjacent fondue, the weapon of mass lactation that this city calls. I'll tell you that. Personal or backyard poolside? Look, let me tell you this. All right. I will say this. The bar pies are good. All right. I am indeed. The point is this. By the third night of the convention, even at Fox News, the walls came tumbling down.
Tim Walz, I said earlier tonight he had to do fine, and that would be enough. He did great for him, for the crowd, and I even followed the football metaphors. He'll be a great wingman for Kamala Harris.
Yes. Fox News now knows the experience of being a Mets fan. Watching the Yankees always win the World Series. Yeah, Terry Jeter. Very talented. Most of Fox News was admitting defeat, except for young Jesse Waters, who bravely continued the pretense that the convention was going badly. Even when the footage right next to his f***ing head disagreed.
Last night wasn't as jubilant as the media tells you. Seats were empty. It looked like there was a formal dress code. The lines to get in the stadium were long and silent.
The only joy in the building was Joy Reid, who nobody even recognizes. You see these liberal media anchors walking around and no one even stops them for selfies. I actually feel bad for them. Last night felt like a funeral. And it was. Last night felt like a funeral. We all know funerals always have a DJ. Goodbye, dearest grandfather.
These mushrooms make you feel better. Like, a lot better. These mushrooms help you focus while lowering stress, keeping you calm, but sharp. They reduce bloat and protect your gut so you can digest better. Plus, they boost your immunity so you can stay healthy and energized. Oh, by the way, they taste good too. Someone should make a coffee out of this stuff. Rise. Feel better.
On this program, occasionally, we do make fun of Donald Trump. Occasionally. And with the ribbing and the joshing and the pulling the pants down and the pointing. But he is in pain right now.
Multiple sources tell the Washington Post Trump has grown increasingly upset about Harris's surging poll numbers.
Trump is, quote, complaining relentlessly, posting multiple times on social media, clearly frustrated with Biden's decision to step aside, saying, quote, now we have to start all over again.
Not fair! Jesus! A month ago, he was basically already president. He had cheated death, started a new ear accessory trend. Back then, people thought his VP selection was a smart choice. He had it all in the bag. It was taken away. The perfect on the beam, he nailed the dismount. He was walking the podium to get his medal. Romania files an inquiry at the last. And they're just stealing it from him. And by the way, Romania, all you want. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we have an inquiry. Yeah, good luck. But now, instead of enjoying the fruit of 6 years of Biden attacks, Trump's got to start all over again. And the audience has to literally sit through him getting up to speed.
There are numerous ways of saying her name. You can say Kamala, and you can say Kamala. Kamala, hey Kamala.
Trump misspelled Harris's first name as Kamala.
I get Kamala. I get Kamala. Kamala? Judges, are we taking Kamala? So, the main ones don't have a problem with that. But you know what? I guess what Trump calls her is figuring out what she is.
I don't know, is she Indian or is she black? She was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just because.
What am I gonna do with all my Indian ethnic slurs I was gonna use? Mostly involve turmeric and cumin. And she made a turn into black. He talks about when she wandered into the wrong neighborhood. She was driving on the Upper West Side, and then boom, she's in Harlem. Boom. Let it turn. You know what, Donald? You're playing strong. Let's get some issue-oriented ideas flowing here. You know what we're going to do? Come on, my brother. I'm going to help you out. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some... Apparently, I'm in a musical about gambling all of a sudden. All right, here we go. I got my pen, I got my pad, I got my visor. Forget the biographical stuff for now. Let's focus on the issues.
I saw it yesterday on ABC, which they said, oh, the crowd was so big, but I've spoken to the biggest crowds. Nobody's spoken to crowds bigger than me.
Okay. That's one of those mom and pop issues for the single issue crowd size voter. I'd move on, but you've got
I had 107,000 people in New Jersey. You didn't report it. I'm so glad you asked. What did you have yesterday? 2,000 people? We had in Harrisburg 25,000 people, and 20,000 people couldn't get in. We had so many, nobody ever mentions that. When she gets 1,500 people, they said, oh, the crowd was so big. I have 10 times, 20 times, 30 times the crowd size.
I had an infinite crowd. One guy named Jeff. All right. It's very clear. You have everybody. She has nobody. Can we move on?
He wrote, has anyone noticed that Kamala cheated at the airport? There was nobody at the plane and she AI'd it and showed a massive crowd of so-called followers, but they didn't exist. He goes on to say she's a cheater, she had nobody waiting, and the crowd looked like 10,000 people.
Oh my God. Now, all right, for those of you at home who are saying like, oh, it sounds like he's losing his mind. Just because there's video and photographic evidence that Kamala Harris's crowd was real doesn't mean that it was real. And then you might say, oh, well, John, I was actually there. I was in the crowd. And have you considered you're not real? Have you considered that? What is this? Donald Trump doesn't need fake news media and their AI crowd shots to win this thing. Because he's got inside information on Kamala Harris from someone she used to pick.
Well, I know Willie Brown very well. In fact, I went down in a helicopter with him. We thought maybe this is the end. We were in a helicopter going to a certain location together, and there was an emergency landing. But he told me terrible things about her.
You were in a helicopter with former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, who famously dated Kamala Harris. And while the helicopter was going down, as you were plunging to your imminent death, former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown turns to you and says, this might not mean anything to you now. What? Do you remember that lady I was going out with? The prosecutor. Well, before we die, I just want you to know she's the worst. I do not want to meet my maker without giving you that video. And you may need it. Oh my God! I gotta tell you, I'm sure a moment like that was seared not only into the memory of Donald Trump, but also into the memory of former Mayor Willie Brown.
To be clear, you have never been on a helicopter at any time. Are you kidding me? That's a
black people.
It seems that the African-American politician in question was not Kamala Harris's ex, former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, but rather this man, Pete Holden, a former Los Angeles City Council member who says he had a bumpy ride with Trump in 1990.
When choosing between style, comfort, and performance, we chose all of the above. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Oh my God! Do you know what this means? Nate Holden, former Los Angeles City Council member, told Donald Trump as their helicopter was going down. Bad things about Kamala Harris. That I guess Willie Brown had told him if they knew each other. That is the only explanation, right?
Holden saying, quote, Willie is the short black guy living in San Francisco. I'm a tall black guy living in Los Angeles. I guess we all look alike.
Hey! Donald Trump is outrageous. He just puts a lot of people on death helicopters. And he needs some mnemonic device help. If the chopper goes down, that's not Willie Brown. There's another one of mine, right? There's one. If the flight's not going great, you're probably riding with me. Look, people, they pulled the candidate Trump was crashing. It's hard. You think you could write a new hour in a month? It's not easy. He's trying out some good catastrophizing on Harris.
If Harris wins this election, you will quickly have a crash like in 1929. We can end up in World War III. The suburbs will be overrun.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Stock market crash. World War III. Suburbs destroyed. It's fresh. It's new. We haven't heard. What was that? I'm sorry.
If Biden got it, you're going to have a stock market crash, the likes of 1929 or worse. A very real risk of World War III. They're going to, in my opinion, destroy suburbia.
This is just a remix? Dude, you can't just find and replace Biden with Kamala. That's lazy apocalypse. Look, man, if you want us to genuinely fear your opponent as the existential threat you'd like to make them out to be, you're going to have to do better than boilerplate, cut and paste shit. You're better than this, though.
Joe Biden is a failed president. She was a failed vice president. The worst president in the history, the worst vice president in history. He is incompetent. She's incompetent. Everything he's touched has been bad. Everything she's touched has turned to bad things. She can't talk. She can't talk.
In many ways, he's worse than Bernie.
She's worse than Bernie. Low IQ. He's a low IQ individual. She happens to be really a low IQ individual. She really does. She's a very low IQ.
This is bullshit, man. This is like when Elton John changed like 3 words and then pretended Candle in the Wind was always about Diana. It wasn't! Very disrespectful to Maryland. Too soon? Here's the problem. Even when Trump does figure out how to come to Kamala, it's not really landing because most of the time the bad stuff he's saying about her applies even more to him.
If Kamala will lie to you so brazenly about Joe Biden's mental incapacity, then she will lie to you about anything. She can never, ever be trusted.
Yes, Donald Trump is telling America not to elect a liar. Donald Trump is saying that. And he's a bad face. He's like the Michael Jordan of lying.
Okay.
Or as Trump would say, the Willie Brown of lying. How did you say it? I don't think Trump has got it in him. Kamala Harris. He's been fighting Joe Biden for 6 years. It's all I know. He misses the still workshopping nicknames for Joe Biden this weekend.
What do you like better? It doesn't matter anymore, but what do you like better? Crooked Joe or Sleepy Joe? Sleepy Joe, Crooked Joe.
It's a sad. It's like seeing an old man talking to an empty spot on the bench. Then you realize that's where his wife used to sit. He would give up everything for just one more moment. Crooked Joe.
I hear he's going to make a comeback at the Democrat convention. He's going to walk into the room and he's going to say, I want my presidency back. I want another chance to debate Trump. I want another chance.
He's not coming back. He's not coming back. Hey, you know how I know he's not coming back? We have a camera on him. That's it. He's just sitting there at the beach having an Arnold Palmer. You can hear him sighing over the waves. Does this look like a man marshaling his forces to take back the nomination or filming a Corona commercial? He's finding his beach. It's over. There's only one way. Meet me in camera one. Hey, look, Fran. May I call you doll? I get it. You wanted to run against Joe Biden. Just two old dudes going toe-to-toe fungus. The last hurrah, Rocky 12. It's not fair. Now you've got to run against someone who appears healthy and youthful and happy. Her vigor standing as a stark counterpoint to whatever front butt thing you have going on. And it's pretty clear that Biden isn't going to do what needs to be done to stop this steal. Someone I know loves stopping steals. Right? Feeling me? Kamala Harris accepts the nomination next Thursday night, which means it may be time to get the gang together. Storm the convention! Pull in August 22nd! This time, on behalf of Joe Biden! All you need is thousands of supporters who have not yet been sent to jail yet for being part of the last mob. Or got sent to jail so early in the process